Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and across the internet from me is...
I am Rody John, and across the interwebs from me is...
Amy!
On today's show, we talked to Paul with Jambo's BBQ on Division. We talked to them about celebrating 5 years in business while also celebrating 90 years of the building that they are in, along with the new recipes that they're working on.
We also speak with Raul Gonzalez, Arlington's District 2 City Council person. He's with us to talk about what he loves about our city, the burgeoning Arlington music scene, and how we can all support it, and what his time as the City Council member has been like.
That was a really great interview. I'm so glad that Raul really loves us. You know,
Yes.
It was nice to hear that. He said during that interview that it was his favorite interview he did as a candidate, and he can't wait to come back. And that was just really nice to hear.
It is. It's kind of like one of the things you hope to have happen when you do something like this. Like someone to really appreciate like what you, because it is a lot of work. I mean, you know, it's work and time and passion, and we like it, and that's why we do it. And it was nice that someone was like, yeah, I was really stoked to meet you guys, and, you know, excited to talk to you.
He was appreciative, and we're appreciative of him too, and his representation of District 2. Yeah. So as far as what we've been up to, Hurtado, our favorite barbecue place, had their 1-year location anniversary on Sunday. We went and picked up a couple of the El Jefe platters, which unfortunately don't include the quail anymore.
Bummer.
It's a little disappointing. But it was great nonetheless, and congratulations, Hurtado, to your success.
Yeah, I also went that weekend, not for the thing. I got some brisket, always amazing. My wife got the Bria tacos. She thought they were the best thing that she'd eaten in months. So, you know, good job. Because they also won the Arlington Foodies Best Restaurant in 2020.
Yay!
So, you know, like, banger year for Brandon and his crew out there. Like, we went inside. I love being in the atmosphere that they've created there. You know, it's just really great. And I'm very deserving of that award, I think.
Right. I mean, that patio's getting bigger, and they have that beautiful Mexicube mural out there. And I think soon enough they'll have their liquor license, so I believe they're going to have some nice tequila, maybe some mezcal. I can't wait for that. That's going to be delicious.
Yeah. And they've always been gracious with us. We've followed their journey from like the beginning of Arlington Citizen Media was the beginning of Hurtado Barbecue. Back when they were just a little cart. Or not a cart. What is that? Like a taco truck?
When they were like
trailer.
A trailer at Division, yeah.
Right. And the food has always been incredible and has only gotten better. And, you know, they allowed us to record our Arlington Cares inside their smoke room, which was really gracious and fun and smelled so good. Like, I didn't want to wash my clothes because it just smelled like barbecue. It was so good.
And that room's gotten bigger since then.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So in other Arlington news, everything is going to be opening up here pretty soon to 100% capacity. So remember to go out and if you can, you know, wear a mask. If you're not immunocompromised, go revisit or, of course, just get pickup from your local establishments. Twisted Root is reopening on March 17th.
They are hiring.
And I'm sure they're hiring. I don't even have to check to know that they're probably hiring.
And that actual alley has a sign.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Abram Alley. I saw that the other day, and I thought that was really cool. And I was talking to my wife about how, like, a lot of our very early podcast memories, like, were made there in that alley, and, like, how just, like, that was, like, the first kind of, like, oh, there is a community here, like, of people who are out to support and do things organically in the city of Arlington. And I'm glad that it's recognized as, you know, that place now, because I'm glad it has a name.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's Treehouse or the open mic comedy or the open mic from Truth Vinyl or, you know, whatever you did in that alley, it was just absolutely fun and amazing. And there was always a good core group of people that were there supporting the city and the artists, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I would say that like our friendships, like between you guys were already friends, but the friendship of ACM between the three of us really like grew in that alley. I have such good memories there.
Yeah.
Morning, Paul. How are you today?
Hey, John. Okay, I thought so. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thanks. Thanks for coming back to us.
Hey, thanks for reaching out to us.
Sure, you bet.
So you guys at Jambo's are having a bunch of events coming up. What can you tell us about them?
We are. 2021 is marking the 90th year of the building that we're in, which originally housed the Triangle Inn that opened in 1931, and where most people probably in Arlington remember and know it as the Arlington Steakhouse. And now for the last 5 years, in May of this year will be our 5th year of serving Jambo's barbecue out of there. So it's kind of a dual anniversary that we got going on. We're trying to celebrate the 90th year of the history of that one of the oldest buildings in the city of Arlington. Again, a building that has been continuously run as a restaurant since it opened in 1931, and then our fifth year of being there.
That's amazing. So obviously you guys are going to do a year-long celebration. What can people look forward to when it comes to what you guys got going on?
Well, here probably the first half of the year we're going to focus a little more on the building and its history.
Right.
Probably starting, I believe next month, starting in February, we'll start out with doing since it's 5 years and 90 years, a 590 where like every fifth customer that comes in that day is going to get a coupon to come back for a free meal, and then the 90th customer every day will get that also, or a gift card or something. We're gonna be doing all sorts of different things and we'll do that for the month long. We're gonna kind of do a soft celebration starting February 2nd. We're hoping to get some city officials to come down with a proclamation for the building and kind of kick that off, and again focus a little bit more on the history of the building the first half of the year, and promote that with all the history of the Top of Hill Terrace and the famous and infamous people that have come through the property, being set on what was known as the Bankhead Highway originally, the first transcontinental highway that crossed the southern part of the United States from Washington D.C. all the way to San Diego, things like that, and then the second half of the year focus on the Jambo's 5th year and do some more specials and giveaways and things like that. Just a year-long type thing.
That's wonderful. And I know we've talked to I forget what her name is at Top of the Hill Terrace, but she is Vicky. Yes, Vicky is so nice, and she has done so much to help. She got the marker up at Top of the Hill Terrace. She's done so many good things. Like I know they got the History Channel out there too, and they've gotten grants just to try to find the tunnels that are underneath, and also try to, because once it became a Baptist college, a lot of the kids were getting not lost under there, but they would find the tunnels and they would just, use those to just get around and kind of escape. And they were like, no, let's shut these down so that way nobody's getting in here.
Yeah, they have. I think I haven't been up there yet to see her, and I plan to do that because I know she has a lot more on the history of the relationship with the two buildings. So I can also, focus on, add to whatever we're doing for the building. But I believe the last time I was there was only one tunnel unearthed, but they were trying to get more of them done.
Right. Yeah, it was more just trying to find where they were, and then also getting the act of trying to get them uncovered and unblocked. So that's not cheap. So they were definitely
no.
They're definitely doing good things over there, and we definitely haven't been meaning to talk to her again. We just haven't, unfortunately, gotten the time to do so. But they do mention, your building because of the fact that, like you said, people would either come before they go to the Top of the Hill Terrace or or after they go there to grab something to eat. And then, as we've discussed before, that top room, there are rumors of many poker games happening up there.
Yep.
So, yeah.
There's many poker games. I know someone who talked about it that as early as the 1980s, that was still the hottest craps game in town was going on in that room that we sat and talked about. And when we were up there, it was a little disheveled. So we do have plans to straighten it up and clean it up, and as part of the history, maybe offer some private dining up in that exclusive room too, as part of the history of of the building, and kind of highlight that also, where you're walking in the footsteps of people like Al Capone and Benny Binion and Bonnie and Clyde.
Right, exactly. Maybe even a charity poker game. Who knows?
Things like that too. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We had one planned for the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation, and we had it planned, and COVID hit, and that kind of put a squash to it. And as things hopefully loosen up, we can look to do that again.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to be wanting to wear masks while playing a poker game, so
no.
That might be a little...
I think they were doing that back in the 30s. So.
Right.
For other reasons.
Exactly. So, are you guys expanding your menu at all throughout the celebratory year, or are we adding?
There's some things. Yeah, there's some things we've been playing with. We just added smoked wings to the menu.
Yeah, I was going to ask about those.
And those have been going over pretty good. And just yesterday, I did my second experimental corned beef / pastrami, which turned out really well.
Ooh.
And love making it from scratch. I mean, it's a 12-day process the way I'm doing it. So it's we're thinking of maybe putting that on the menu. And I think we'll do some things, some different menu things to just again to highlight the Jambo's part of the restaurant. And I'm hoping to get Pitmaster Jamie Gear on board with a end of the year giveaway. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, I like the nice little tease on that one. So yeah, with the big game coming up, what kind of wing flavors do you have, and how far ahead of time would people need to put an order in?
The sooner the better for a wing order obviously would help. That way we can make sure that we can accommodate everyone's order. But we're doing them three ways. We'll do them with bacon, which is plain. We'll do them with our signature barbecue sauce that we serve at the restaurant, and then we're also doing a heat and sweet, which is a Nashville hot sauce cut with a little bit of honey, because the Nashville hot sauce is really hot, and I'm trying not to burn people's mouths. But so it starts out with a little hint of that sweet honey, and then it hits you at the end with a little bit of heat. It's a really nice combination. So.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I do know a lot of people love the real hot stuff because they just either they hate themselves, or they just love the fact that once they get that heat, they
I'm right there with them.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you guys are located on Division in the oldest running restaurant in Arlington.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else should
from most of the research I've done recently, again, I can't put a number on it, but it's that location, that building is somewhere in the top 10 oldest buildings still in existence in Arlington, and possibly in the maybe top 6 or 7 of still operating.
Right. I mean, like you said, there hasn't been a time it wasn't a restaurant. So
correct.
I don't know. I can't think of any other place that's been open about the same time and then consistently running as a restaurant, as a even a grocery store, even one of the bars. Like I know Plaza Pub is one of the oldest bars in Arlington, but that doesn't mean that building was the exact same thing through the entire time.
Right.
So
again, some of my research showed that the building was built in a couple phases to where to put it in its existing state today. But from everything that I can find out, I also reached out to the Arlington Preservation Society and Historic Society and everything that they can find out that there was the footprint was there and opened up in 1931 as a Triangle Inn.
Right. So, I mean, 90 years is absolutely incredible. And then, 5 years for you guys as a business is even better.
We're very proud of both.
Yeah. I mean, as you should be, yeah. I mean, I just hope nothing but better success for you guys. And I know that you guys are starting to do a Texan Challenge as well.
I think we're going to try to do that. That might be part of our 5th year anniversary. So, as we move into the into the around May, where we'll start focusing harder on the our 5th year, which the birth date is, if you will, is May 20th.
Oh, okay.
When we actually open the doors. So, maybe at that time, then we'll be looking to do things like that, a food challenge, eating challenge, whatever. Again, just highlighting the Jambo's part of the business.
Right. And, I mean, that thing's big enough that, we're going to be sitting there for a little bit. Sure. Well, I look forward to hopefully either competing in it or help judging that competition. And, I would love to help put that together for you guys. Tell everybody again, in case they don't know, what the address and where exactly you guys are located and where they can check you out on social media.
Sure. The address is 1724 West Division Street. We're just west of the Fielder Road overpass going over Division Street. Facebook is Jambo's Barbecue at the Arlington Steakhouse. Twitter is at Jambo's Arlington, I believe. Help me out. I'm going by memory. And
Arlington Jambos, actually.
Arlington Jambos. There you go. Jambos on Twitter, Facebook. I believe I had the correct address there, and our website is jambosbbq.com.
That's perfect. Paul, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to coming by and grabbing some meat sometime soon.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing you. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All right, we are here with Raul Gonzalez, City Council person for District 2. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you all?
We're doing good. Another Saturday of interviews, so it's really fun. Beautiful day outside.
Well,
Start that way.
I appreciate being here. I really, like I said before, it's like it was one of my highlights of the campaign was meeting you all and being interviewed. So I do appreciate the opportunity to come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really sweet.
So last time you were here, you were running for City Council, and you won, so congratulations on winning.
Thank you.
The seat.
Awesome job.
So I guess the first question is, what has it been like being on the City Council?
It's what I expected. I knew it was not going. Being on the school board 11 years, I knew what I was getting into.
Right.
It's daunting, but you know what? I'm learning. I've already had 4 meetings under my belt, and the last meeting's the first one I really felt I knew. I felt more comfortable.
Right.
And it's kind of hard. I'm not really good at Zoom or Teams. When I see myself on screen, I sort of start thinking of what I'm saying. When I'm with you all, I can just talk.
Right.
But anytime I'm in front of a microphone, holding a microphone, I freeze up. But it's been good. The last meeting, I felt like, you know what? I got it. I know what I'm doing. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, you were also you did a cleanup earlier this morning too.
Yeah, we did the Fish Creek Linear cleanup, and that's put on by Angel Martin, and it's also organized by Travis Mannion Foundation.
Yeah.
We
so this
went
is
last
the third
year, right?
This has been
You and I went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there wasn't that many people out this year, but it's amazing. We did the same year we did last year with this, which the part that we did was right behind the baseball parks.
Right.
And we got close to 12 bags plus a big vacuum cleaner and big parts, and that's just 100 feet of the creek.
Right.
That's it. So.
So insane.
Yeah, we went last year, but by the time we got there, I swear there were so many people out there that we were hard pressed to find trash.
We were, yeah.
We were searching. We were getting in that brush.
we were definitely out in there, and it's a great thing that they're doing. It's a big creek, like it's a long creek. So I'm really excited. I really wish I could have gone this time. I actually totally forgot about it, to be honest with you. Hopefully next year we'll be a little more over this COVID stuff and we can get out there and do it and promote it a little better.
It was kind of muddy this year. It really was. It was kind of difficult. A lot of people stayed on the path, but we like to go into the creek and clean that up.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, the stuff gets washed up there. It's not like the trash is going anywhere.
Yeah, I found the area where the styrofoam was going. I mean, it was just all, it all goes to one area.
We found a ton of that too.
And that was, to me, that's one part I hate is styrofoam. It just sits there. It never does anything. So.
Yeah.
So now that you're in office, what goals are you hoping to accomplish? Is there anything specific that you had in mind that you are working on?
Yeah, I really want to, I want to be able to allow students that graduate from UTA or high school find good jobs here. And I'm talking about good paying jobs, not where where you go to Frisco or Plano to find these jobs. I mean, we need some good jobs here. We don't have that much green space available, and we've got to be smart on what we bring in. And there's no reason we can't compete with Frisco and Plano. I know Mansfield's doing it. Grand Prairie's done a great job, so that's really what city council, and that's really what I want to do is bring in these jobs that allow our students to be able to live here and make a living. I'm not talking about Amazon or anything like that or Taco Bell. I'm talking about actual, jobs that pay good incomes.
More like GM Financial and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Those bigger businesses that are going to employ lots of people with good wages and keep that talent here. Can we talk? I think we talked a little bit about that last time you were on. How I grew up here. I went to college here, but I work in Carrollton. Because unfortunately, there just aren't that many places here that I can, find to do what. I mean, we do have some places like D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton has their headquarters here, and GM Financial is one of them. But I would love to see more of that here. I think it's a fantastic goal.
And we have a great opportunity with the 287 business corridor right there. And that's where it's really, we've got to focus on that. Because I know, being on the school board, I know what Mansfield was up to. So I know that, hey, if we work together, I mean, everybody says we have to compete, but it's like, no, if we build something together and make it work together, we'll get more things done. So I'm excited about that part. But I really want to clean up these old apartments and everything else. They need to be revitalized. I know they were talking a lot about, bringing, affordable housing, but there's no reason we can't have affordable housing with the affordable housing we have now and fix those up first. So, that's one thing that I'm really going to look for. In fact, there was a development that they brought to District 2, and all of a sudden I just said, you know what? Nope, I don't want that in my district. And the rest voted for it, but you know what? That's what it is. But it's like, you know what? It just made me think. It's like, that's what the people want to see. They want they want to see that stop. We got to fix what we have. And we want to make the city as best as possible for the future, 50 years from now. And that's what, we got to focus on, all of us as one.
Right. You can't just knock something down because you don't like the way it
not
looks.
All
you
the
want
time,
to build something
right?
new. Right.
That's not just something that you do all the time. I guess there are times where that's warranted, but part of the thing that I've been really getting into recently is like you said, fixing the things that you already have. Just because it's old doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It can be revitalized. It can be changed to maybe fit something else. I think that's a great goal. Absolutely.
Well, what's funny is we have and this is all new to me, so I just learned all this. The Cooper corridor where we're looking from. I think Abrams all the way down to I-20. What we could do to make it look better. And they're talking about different things, and I just said, just look at the power lines, and that's what you got to do. Anything else you do, it's going to work, but that's what makes it look the way it looks. And driving in here, I saw it again. It's like, oh my gosh,
I hadn't really thought about that.
That's what we should really focus on. And I know that costs a lot of money, but that's really the difference maker in a lot of cities. We still have those above the lines, the old poles, everything. It's just so. That's
how my house. I have a house. I live right over here in an old neighborhood. And all my power lines are in my backyard, always getting messed up by trees. And I never really thought about what you said on Cooper, but you're right. You can drive all the way down Cooper, and it's just power line.
But just Mitchell, and just look down, and you'll just it'll be daunting just to see it. Whoa.
Yeah. And also, we're seeing in Pantego that the lighted signs. I mean, we don't need them on every street, but on the major intersections, it just makes sense to have lighted signs because at nighttime, if you're not seeing it from your headlights or any light that just happens to be on the side, you may not know what street you're on.
Especially for old people like me.
Yeah, exactly. So your family had a COVID scare. You had it. I know I had it recently. How are y'all doing, and what was it like?
You know what? We're all doing fine. Fortunately, my wife is the one that really had all the symptoms. She had the fever, the no taste, no smell, aches and pains, couldn't sleep. I just was kind of drowsy. Not drowsy. I couldn't concentrate. If somebody sent me an email with 6 attachments, I just it was.
I like the brain fog.
Yeah, it's and I really was worried. I thought I had a brain tumor or something because I thought, okay, I usually do this. How can I not do it? And so they tested me because of my wife, and sure enough, I had it. So where we got it, I don't know, because we always wear masks.
Yeah.
In fact, we quit going to events because people just, it's this political issue of not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I just can't. My mom's 81. My law firm lawyers are all in their 80s and 70s. I just couldn't take a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
But we still got it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you from where.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's so spread. It spreads so easily, and it's everywhere. It's kind of hard to even pinpoint where you might. I mean, you could have. I mean, you don't know where you got it.
I couldn't even tell you where I got it. Yeah.
No
and
idea
I wear
got
my
it.
mask all the time too. So for work and obviously outside of work. So
Yeah, and with me, I mean, the symptoms were just that. I was sleepy. I had taste. I had smell. I gained 20 pounds. So it's, for me, it's COVID 20 for sure. It's freshman 20. It's COVID 20 for me. So I've got to lose these 20 pounds now.
Whole 30. I just got off of it and I lost 30 pounds.
That's awesome, man.
Well, plus working out.
The pounds you put on from COVID.
COVID,
not necessarily the illness, but COVID, the pandemic.
Just the whole year in general. Eating local and drinking local is great until you do too much of it. Yeah.
So, if you had any advice to give for someone who might be considering entering municipal politics, what would you tell them?
Get involved early. It's really neat to see these young individuals that want to get involved. There's a lot of boards and commissions that you start learning how it works.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, vote. I mean, that is the biggest
Yes.
thing. You know what? Everybody talks about they want to get involved. I mean, just to see the numbers, it's just
It's sad for the size of city we are that only like 20,000 people vote.
So that's the main one. They want to get involved. Vote, and you know what? Work on somebody's campaign.
Yeah,
help them out. I mean, you'll learn a lot, and you'll meet lots of people. That's how it started with me many years ago. I got invited to somebody's backyard to meet somebody that was running for city council, and I thought, wow, this is a way to get really involved and make a difference. So, but there's everything from nonprofits, to there's so much you can do to start learning and pick that up, and that helps you if you want to get into the political realm or whatever. Then that really will help you later.
I think that you could also, at least for me, I've become more ingrained in local politics just by being part of things going on in the community. You meet people, you start networking. That's how I ended up, meeting Marvin Sutton. Outside of him running for city council, I just ran into him somewhere, some event. Just get involved. I think that's probably the perfect answer. Honestly, just get involved, make it happen. Yeah,
I happened to run into Mr. Gonzalez here we were meeting the new chief of police. Mm-hmm. They had an event at the esports arena, and I just happened to be sitting there, and he sat in front of me. I was like, I know that head from anywhere. So I was like, after the new chief was done speaking, I was like, hey, Raul, what's going on? And then I was like, hey, we're recording. We want to talk to you again. Yeah. So it worked out. Yeah. Just going out there and meeting people. I handed our card out to Mayor Williams. I handed our card out to the new chief of police. We've talked to Mayor Williams before, but whether he remembers or not is a whole other thing.
Right. He's a busy man.
Yeah, he's a very busy man.
He knew what we were.
He said he remembered us, so we'll see.
Well, I have not forgotten you all. Seriously, it's like you guys have really had an impact on a lot of people. I talk about you all the time. I was interviewed by several other groups just like yours, and yours stuck out. It really did. And I saw that you posted it, and you all didn't choose a person to support. You all just put it out, and that's what it's about. You gave the information, and I really do appreciate that. You gave me the opportunity to be able to speak to people. So
I think that's just with politics. We want to give all sides of it. There's no one wanting to lean one side or the other. Whether we do behind the scenes and in the voting booth is an entirely different thing. But we want people to be informed. We want to make their own decisions.
Right. That was one of our goals from the beginning, was to ensure that we were just giving information about Arlington, because there was just a vacuum there. Fort Worth has a ton of podcasts. Mm-hmm. Dallas has a ton of podcasts. There just was nothing here. And so, there's no reason to even have an agenda because there wasn't anything in the first place in this space. And so...
Well, congratulations. You guys have done that.
Thank you. Yeah, we're still trying.
Thanks. So you mentioned eating during COVID. I know I've put on about 20 pounds. Rudy, you look great.
Thank you.
Good job.
I'm still working on losing more weight, so we'll get there.
Daryl, you look exactly the same.
Yep.
You mentioned eating during COVID. Where are some of the places that you went out to? Did you find a new place in Arlington that you love, or old favorites?
I like Hole in the Walls. Obviously Gilligan's and those things. But there's, a Mexican restaurant on Abrams. Bigotes. It's a Mexican food restaurant.
Okay.
It's just a little hole in the wall as you go down by New York, and it's right next to the old burger box. It's right there on the west side.
Okay.
And then there's a restaurant here it's not a hole in the wall, but it's well known in Dallas, El Ranchito, and it's Mexican food.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's authentic Mexican food. If you want to walk in there and see actually authentic Mexican food, that is not Tex-Mex.
Yep.
I mean, so it's really good. And they have live mariachis on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The owner, Juan Sanchez, I mean, just he'll take care of you, especially if you mention my name.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important. I mean, to have some companies like that in there. He had a tough time coming to Arlington. It took 2 years to open up.
I was about to say, I remember it being like a thing, like it's coming, and it took
2
forever.
years.
Yeah.
Man.
And so, I reached out to to planning. It's like, what's going on? And he got it in finally. And I told him, it's like, this is not a restaurant. This is like...
It's an experience.
Yeah, it's an experience. Just like when you go to San Antonio and you go to Tierra Verde and all that. It's just like that. I go, we really need something like that here in Arlington. So
That's the place that took a Buckaloon spot,
Buckaloon,
right? Okay.
yes.
We've been there. I've been there once. I haven't been back. I don't know why, but I think the margaritas weren't as strong as we were probably hoping. But the food was good.
Probably.
Yeah. They could have. Hopefully they've gotten better. But no, I definitely need to go back there. I have to check it out again. So you spoke at the Arlington Nights Chat and Do about a couple months ago. What would you like to see come out of the music scene here in Arlington?
Well, I'd love to see what what their goals are actually happen. Where we get, even that was the most. What was it? I've never felt so comfortable around a bunch of people like that since I was really young, where you could just go in the club and there was no prejudgment, nothing. You just go. It felt like that again, which it's hard. Even when you go to events, you're like, okay. But there I felt really, really comfortable. It was really neat to bring back, my youth, I felt. But I think, having more of that, I mean, there's so much live music. There's so many great entertainers here. The venues, getting the word out. I mean, that's, as a 58-year-old, I wouldn't know where to go to listen to music.
Right.
I mean, you hear Tipsy Oak and all that stuff. No, but I like that club. It was really, it was really neat. So, I mean, in fact, I've met several people that are on the music scene, and I have sent them to Arlington Nights.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've actually hooked up, but they all have the same idea. And instead of everybody trying to create their own scene, it's like, you know what, let's all work
funnel
together.
It to one place and work together to make it better and bigger.
Right. I mean, not only is the Arlington scene getting bigger, but in general, the DFW scene is huge, and the DFW itself is huge. So let them all work together. Play here, play there. I mean, you're going to get different groups, obviously, in Denton than you are in Plano, different people in Crowley than you are over in Dallas. But still, you're still getting people that love music and that are musicians, so they can all work together and figure out what they do love together.
And we're building a scene here.
Right,
instead
exactly.
of only bringing in outside acts.
And I think it's also important to, kind of to Rhodey's point, Arlington, we should absolutely have musicians that live here, play here, and all that. But we should also be bringing other people in to Arlington for that music scene. You want to build it up to where Arlington's not just a place that it's like a destination. Like, oh, cool, yeah, we were out in Fort Worth at, this club, and we're going to go to Arlington now next weekend at this club. Like, we want to build it to the point where it's an integral part of the city that, in addition to the stadiums and, the colleges.
Six Flags.
And all that, right. Yeah. In addition to all that stuff, you also have really good, vibrant live music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's going to happen with everything that's that's being talked about, Front Street and all that. So it's exciting. I mean, I drove around yesterday after I went to an event, and just to see, and there was people walking around and listening to music, and it's exciting to see the change that's happening. So hopefully it continues and just gets bigger and bigger. And,
right.
Especially with live music, there's nothing like live music. I mean,
there's nothing like live music.
Agreed.
Yeah, just that energy.
Yeah, it's something that you can't replicate with and I love going to basketball games and football games and all that, but there's something about live music that feels more visceral, I think, than watching a sports team, at least for me. And hopefully other people feel that, and it can complement all that stuff that we do have here too.
Well, one thing about music, I really believe it moves the soul.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know what? I mean, whether you go there to listen to the music or you're there to be with your friends and listen, and just, watch, somebody that's just beginning and seeing how they can grow. I mean, like I said, growing up in El Paso, I saw that a lot. A lot of these little small bands that went on, to bigger things. They didn't sign big contracts, but it's neat to see the love and the passion for music. I tell my kids when I pass away at my funeral, I I want dancing music. I want music that makes it going, because that's what it's about. I mean, I have to have music all the time, whether it's in my car, at work, wherever I'm at. It's music.
Right.
And you would be shocked. I mean, I listen to everything. There's nothing. I don't listen to old-fashioned old music. It's like I'm up to date. So.
Yeah, you're still doing your Dancing Fridays, right?
I haven't done that in about 2 months.
Oh no! Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, you got to keep. It's a new year. You got to start.
You know
back
what's
up.
funny is I got so much slack saying that I was doing the same moves and everything else. And I told people, it's like, you don't understand. I'm in an office in downtown Dallas between a desk and a credenza. Right. I've got dress shoes on. It's carpet. And so that, I mean, and the election, that was the hardest thing I've ever done was that campaign. It was a very emotional, draining thing. So I'm still recovering. I've had meetings almost every single day with city council. So,
wow.
You know, but I plan. My wife says you need to start doing it again at least once a month, and I plan to do it. I almost did it yesterday, but I just finding the music too sometimes it doesn't hit.
Oh, that's true. It has to hit right, otherwise you're not going to dance right.
You got to be inspired,
right?
Yeah, it just happens. It doesn't. It's not just so. Yeah, so and then some of the songs I listen to, the language, and it's like I get nervous. Like I got to make sure because my daughter will say, do you know what you're listening to? It's like, no, I don't care. It sounds really good. She goes, do you understand what they're saying? Like, okay, I do now.
Yeah. I guess I'll figure out what a WAP is, but I like the beat.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I ring the Salvation Army bell every year. And I
saw those
I sponsor that. And so I did the Kroger on Matlock, Cooper and Green Oaks. I usually did another one, but this year I wanted to do one in my district. And I rang the bell from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Wow.
And I heard Mariah Carey's Christmas song 186 times.
That's about right.
But you know what's funny? I had somebody there dance with me, Angel Carter. You might know her. She's the one from the Clean.
Yeah.
So she went out there for about an hour with me. And she says, well, why don't you change songs? I said, I'm just telling you, Angel, I know if I change songs, the people don't get that much money.
Yeah.
And I did it. And she saw that. I go, there's just something about that Mariah Carey song and with the bells to be able to dance with it. And so Angel had a great time. And in fact, we raised more at that location than any other location for one day this year.
That's awesome.
And it was neat. So yeah, the average of at that store is $600. We raised $1,500 that Saturday for one kettle.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Wow.
But Angel had a lot. I mean, Angel and I, both of us together, it was pretty good.
I could see her definitely being getting into that, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we need to talk to her again.
We do. I meant to get her on for this one, or for this last cleanup, but
next time.
Next time. So, if people want to get in contact with you, how can they do so? Now that you're a city councilman.
Well, I give out my cell all the time. I'm an elected official. I represent the people. That's how I know what questions to ask. They can contact me on my cell, 469-556-1269.
Oh.
I'm there. I mean, I will answer. I will not give you an answer if you text me. I'm not going to give you an answer. I work for a law firm, so I know you don't put anything in writing.
Yeah.
I've learned that I've learned that a long time ago. And if I do that, my lawyers are going to say, we didn't train you very well. So I don't want to have to use my lawyers to get me out of trouble. But yeah, it's exciting. And I'm getting a lot of emails through the city council website, my personal, and it's exciting. I mean, I'm it's different. Mm-hmm. A lot's going on through the city, everything that's happening. It's going to be interesting to see what the Unity Council comes back with and everything else. But I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to serve. I'm blessed, and I want to thank all the people that supported me, even those that didn't. I hope they realize that, hey, I'm doing what's right, and I promise you, I'm not going to let people down. I'm going to do what's right. I'm not going to do what people want me to do. I'm going to do what everybody wants in the city. So
good,
right?
So that's what we want.
Well, thank you so much for coming out.
Yes.
You're dressed in your Mavs gear for the game today.
Yeah.
Mav up, absolutely. Thank you for coming out, and we will have you on again. We love having you on, and it's great.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you all, and I hope y'all have a safe and healthy 2021.
Right. We're hoping.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much to our guest, Raul Gonzalez. Always a pleasure. Come back anytime. We love having you. Of course, Jambos, this has been a relationship that we've been progressing with as the years have gone on. We're so happy that you're still successful in what you're doing, as well as Hurtado. A big thank you to you. Also, there's a cool event.
Yeah, Catalyst Creative Arts is gonna sponsor a Wheel Wars. It's a head-to-head pottery wheel competition. Yeah, it's a free event for beginning potters that takes place. Is that what you call them, potters? That takes place at Legal Draft on March 27th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I think you can sign up anyone. I'm pretty sure beginning people can do it. Budding artists or whatever. So Jeff, check it out and sign up and go check. I mean, it sounds awesome, like Robot Wars, right? That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. They're going to build these big clay pots and they're going to fight. That's probably not what's going to happen.
I think
that would be a lot of shattering pottery.
Sounds awesome.
Which would also, it sounds awesome. So, great. Don't forget to
make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.